before you can get to use Trigra, you need Kubernetes installed on your environment. You need kubectl, and then you definitely need access to a namespace. And then we have a one command that you can use to install this and get started as soon as possible. So with this command, what it will do is that it will run this on your default namespace. You can see we are indicating the default namespace here. If you want to run it on another namespace, you are free to do that and change this. To generate a webhook for you, and then it will deploy the Trigra controller. And for us to be able to use our webhook correctly, we are configuring Cloudflare tunnel for you to be able to get an HTTPS based URL. This is optional. You can decide to use another thing by passing some flag into your install script, but then we are making it simple at this point, and then you get to see your webhook URL and the secret displayed to you as simple as this. So let's see that and let's see how that works out. So if I come here and I try to check my cluster environments, I will find out that I only have Kubernetes cluster installed and just a one node Kubernetes cluster. I installed this using K3s, and I can try to check what I have here, whether I have some deployment. There's no deployment. I can check whether I have pods. There are no pods. What about services? So the only service that we have here is the service that comes with K3s. When you install K3s, it automatically installs a service for you. So we don't have any of those installed by ourselves. So we put our scripts that we get from the documentation here. So we copy it and we'll paste it here. That's what we're having. And then we run this. It is very quick that you get instant feedback telling you that Trigra started performing some miracle or some magic. And yeah, so it's check whether you have kubectl installed, and then it's connect to your cluster and then install it in your default namespace as we indicated in the script that we put here. Okay, so some Kubernetes stuff have been done here, and then everything have been configured, installation complete, waiting for deployment, and then we have Trigra deployment being done, a webhook being generated, and then URL have been configured for us. So this is our URL coming from our Cloudflare tunnel. Okay, so what I need to do is very simple. This is the page that the documentation is telling us we will see, and this is exactly what we see here. That's nice. So moving on, the documentation has everything that you need. So it's telling us to go to our GitHub repository settings, webhooks. So what I need to do is to go. I created a repository for this. All I have here is just a README for this particular demo. So I'll click on setting and follow the way said repository settings, then webhooks. So I'll find my webhook, and this is it. Then go back to my documentation, follow it step by step. Said add webhook. So I'll click on add webhook with this particular button. I need to put my passphrase. Let it come up. Thank you. Can you identify me? That part needs to be off the camera, but I don't know. So it said we get our URL, which is what we have from here. So I'll copy this guy and then go back here to my repository and then put it here. So the only thing that I need to do is to follow documentation. So I get this. There are some other instructions. It said, so we have that. So we should change the content type to application JSON. So I will change this and change this to application JSON. So what next? It said get our secret. So we go back to this, and then we have secret somewhere here. So we have secret generated for us during the installation process. So I will copy this. I'll copy that. Go back to my repository and put it here. So that's all what we need to do based on documentation. So let's just push. Okay, so we don't have to choose anything. It just push event has been selected for us as default. So I will add, and then I will allow this to happen, and there should not be error. So if I refresh this, I should get a check mark. Yeah, telling me that everything is configured correctly. So moving on, I'll go back to my repos. To my documentation, so I can check this. It said I should check the deployment and see what I have. So if I paste this one here, so I have one deployment which is Trigra in my as a deployment in my cluster. Okay, so this is what we'll keep listening to wherever things that we are doing. So I can check the pod. So it will definitely deploy one pod based on what the stats that we have there. So we have this pod deploy in our cluster. It's as simple as that, and that's all you need to. And yeah, we can do a testing. I have another demo that